Sounds like a very joyful birth. How nice. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio.
Maybe not for his mama, but Happy the cow. He's a bull. He's a Holstein calf. I don't know what that means.
Oh, it's Holstein.
Okay, Holstein.
Yeah,
That's
Holstein.
what it means? Okay, thanks for clarifying
You're
that.
very welcome.
He's cute as a button, and they decided to name him Happy because when he was born at first, they thought somebody had been messing around with this calf and had taken like a Sharpie and drawn some graffiti on the side of him.
Well, really?
He's got a smiley face on his side. It's literally, he's black and white.
Okay.
So it's a white background, and then the smiley face, perfect smiley face, is in black. It's two eyes, the little dot nose, and then the little mouth. He
No
was
way.
born this way.
No way.
So they named him Happy.
So most of this cow, black and white, most of the cow is white, and then it's the black outline of a smiley face?
Yes.
On the side of him?
So it doesn't have, like the circle around it. So it's only the eyes, the little dot nose, and the mouth
And the
that are in
mouth.
black against the white. And he is mostly white. He has a lot of black on his face, but he's so cute.
That is neat.
I know, and they call it something like an extra cow. I don't know what that means.
Oh, well, just one extra cow
I
was
guess
born.
so, and so
Because there's so many in a litter of cows that there's
an
they
extra.
had one extra.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
Liz loves this one app. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio.
Yeah, and it's not like I'm employed by these people that have this app or getting a kickback. This is just something I love this time of year. It's called Easter Now. And it brings the Easter story into real time. You get maps of where things are happening. You get scripture, supporting scripture that goes along with everything. But it will tell you, like at 10 a.m. today, it says Jesus returns to the temple to teach and to preach. And along the way, the disciples notice the fig tree that has been withered from the roots. And then it just goes on and on in that story. But then at another point during the day, you'll get in real time where Jesus was as he makes his way, to the crucifixion and then, of course, resurrection. So it's an amazing app.
Yeah, I remember when she was talking about this last year, and I didn't download it because she would read it every day.
Well, yeah,
I was like involved in the whole story, But to see and follow the steps of Jesus and what was happening that you see in Scripture, actually spelled out in real time all the way up to the crucifixion, and then when the stone was rolled away.
It's amazing. So for me, it brought it even more real. Like, we can go to the sunrise service and we can read the scripture, but to see at 11 a.m., this is where Jesus was in that story and, in his life. And as he made that ultimate sacrifice at this moment in time, and you look at your clock and it says 10 a.m. and it's just, I don't know why. It just made it even more real.
Well, it's like you're following the journey with him.
Right.
You're walking the steps along with him all the way up to Pontius Pilate.
Right. And the heart, your heart breaks as you understand at this moment in time, this is what Jesus was living through. And then just the joy on Sunday morning. And, the stone is rolled away and they're looking, where is Jesus? What happened, to his body? It's just incredible.
Right? It's called Easter Now.
Easter Now.
Free?
It's absolutely free.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
I feel like we keep learning more about the man behind the news at his radio. His name is Scott. We're Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio. For instance, he loves the Reese's egg. It's the Reese's egg for Easter time, right?
Yeah, Reese's peanut butter egg, yes.
Now, it does not stop there. What else is it, Scott?
The Cadbury cream egg.
The Cadbury cream egg.
Those things
I know some like it, some don't, but I do. I think it's a novelty. It's only around, this time of year, so I do like them. Some don't, though.
No, I do not.
And then you have the commercials where it's like a dog or something that's clucking, right?
Yeah, I think at one time they had a lion, if I'm not mistaken.
A clucking lion?
Well, yeah. So
Yes, they did. I remember.
Yes. It was more about. I can't do it. Okay.
So they do this contest every year, and a cat won.
A cat won, and it's the first time ever a cat is the Cadbury bunny, which is weird to say. But this guy's name is Crash. So he was in a contest with like golden doodles and pigs and gophers and I don't even know, ferrets, like all kinds of things. But Crash won. So here's the story behind Crash's name. He was in a crash.
An automobile accident.
Yes.
He wasn't the driver.
No, that could have caused some issues, but
Right.
he ended up with devastating injuries. Now, he's done a lot better, but he did lose one of his eyes in this car crash.
So he's a one-eyed cat.
He is a one-eyed kitty cat. But they said his personality is so amazing that they decided that he would be part of this contest, and he won.
So you'll see this one-eyed cat named Crash in the commercials clucking like a chicken.
I know. So no, he's not actually clucking like a chicken. They couldn't.
That's how chickens they go cluck, cluck, cluck,
But I think it's a
cluck,
voiceover.
cluck,
I think
cluck.
it's an actual chicken.
Of
maybe?
course,
Yeah.
of course.
Okay, I thought you were like really theater of the mind.
No.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
I'm not so sure this appeals to everybody.
A cheese spa?
Yeah, I like the spa part.
Cheese.
But
It's all
cheese?
cheese. They use cheese. I didn't know cheese has rind, but they use cheese rind for exfoliation. Did I even say that?
Exfoliation.
Did I say that? I didn't say it right, did I?
I mean, sort of. It was
Sort of.
You kind of played it out a little bit. Exfoliation.
Wisconsin cheese on your eyes. Like cucumbers,
Right.
only, Wisconsin cheese.
What is
And then it's the Limburger cheese for, moisturation. Did I even say that right?
You're kind of
I don't
drawing
know.
it out, moisturizing or
There's a Gouda waxing with
don't-
Gouda cheese.
Let's go back
Gouda
to
waxing.
Limburger. Limburger cheese, and they're.
Moisturize.
Do you know what Limburger cheese smells like?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's the best smelling cheese
It's
around.
stanky cheese. It's like gym sock cheese.
Jim Sock.
It is.
Cheese?
Yes.
I think Scott has an idea for something with cheese.
First thing I thought about with this is my daughter loves Kraft mac and cheese the best. And I wonder if you could incorporate like Kraft mac and cheese somehow in this.
How?
I don't know. I'm
Come up
thinking
with
like
a solution. Let me hear your
Yeah.
solution. With Kraft mac and
like
cheese.
like a spa tub full of mac and cheese.
Oh, like a hot tub?
tub of
Hot
macaroni
tub of
and
mac-
cheese.
Something.
Wow, I would gain
wonder.
100 pounds.
Be
just-
eating the cheese.
That's what I. Are they doing like a nacho cheese massage or something like that?
I don't know. You walk out and you get a noodle in your belly button.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
I'm very competitive. I get angry at myself when I cannot knock those pins down. And then my points fall. I don't want to win. I want to do well.
Are you sure you don't want to dominate?
Of course I do,
Okay, I
but I'm
thought so.
okay with not winning. What I'm horrible at is losing royally. But I was looking at, was it Luke?
Yeah, Luke.
Luke her son has a very interesting bowling technique.
Yeah, I don't know if they put their fingers in the ball, but it's more of a grab it because he has huge hands, right? So he can grab the ball. It's like a 15-pound ball.
He palms it.
Yes, and then they spin it because my other son Hayden kind of does the same thing, and they've kind of watched their dad, my husband, do it, and so they all have their own unique styles.
But the way they do it is that they palm it on both sides and roll it like that down the bowling alley.
Hayden does a two-handed technique. Luke's, I think, is just the one hand. So I don't know. They were doing really well, but so was I.
Oh, listen to her.
Don't
Listen to how competitive she is.
I'm so competitive, and if I do well, I kind of do a dance move or some Cabbage Patch thing, at the end of it after I bowl.
I feel like ninjas like this.
How are you?
Like when I win?
Just in general,
The whole
when you're
competitive
bowling.
thing.
Oh,
You're not.
I'm not really competitive because I like to have fun, and if it's competitive, it's not fun.
Oh no, it is fun.
No, because you're stressed out about winning,
I'm not stressed
and
out.
then people's feelings get hurt.
She's not stressed out because
see?
she knows she's going to win.
That's Jake. She's sensitive.
I just prepare that I'm going to lose anyway, and I have more fun, and so I can be silly.
Okay, now that is a good way to look at it, because if you keep your expectations a little lower, then you don't get stressed out that you don't do well or whatever. But
That's not me. I can't do. I'm sorry. I can't.
either.
I'm just horrible. because I want to do well. I don't want to be the one in last place. And that's
Yes.
what happens. I don't think I've ever scored over an 80
In bowling?
in bowling.
I scored a 113, which I thought was pretty.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
Poor Binky. Mr. Binky, he was lost. He'd been lost for quite a while. And he shows up at a neighborhood where somebody actually took the time to say, hey, we got to get you some help. So Binky is a dog. He's a little, kind of hard to tell what he was at the very beginning because he was matted. His teeth were starting to fall out because they were rotted.
Oh, no.
I mean, he was in bad shape. So somebody said, let's get this dog to a veterinarian. So they take him in. He gets completely shaved down because the mats were to his skin, starting to cause some skin
Oh,
problems.
that's horrible.
Yeah. Found out he had a microchip. Yeah. And nobody had known it. Nobody in 3 years had taken the time to find out where Mr. Binky actually needed to be. Microchipped, scanned it, found out he was only about 6 hours from home.
Get out.
He'd been gone 3 years.
No way.
He was reunited with his family. So he was found, I believe it was South Carolina, found his family in Georgia, and he is back home where he belongs.
Mr. Binky.
Yeah, and all it
I
took.
think the toddler named that dog.
Something like that, yeah.
Right?
Because he knew he needed him in his life.
Yeah, Scott's cat was missing for some time.
Yeah, no microchips, but we had a black cat. His name was Theodore. And my mom rented this house. Apparently, the landlord lady did not like cats. So one day while we were gone, she came by and got the cat. Took
No,
it away.
she did not.
She did.
What'd you guys
And,
do?
Well, I was a little kid, 4 or 5 years old. I was heartbroken.
Yeah.
Few weeks later, almost a month, we hear some scratching. The cat comes back. Apparently, she had taken it somewhere to, I don't know,
She dropped it
dump
off somewhere.
And the cat got
How
loose,
in the
came back.
world did you guys find out she did it, the landlord?
I think they put 2 and 2 together.
That she
and
didn't
just
like the
did some
cat.
digging and questioning and realized, what had happened.
Did she come into the house to get the cat?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Yeah.
she's no longer your landlord.
Me too. Me too.